Hello and welcome along to another episode of Robin and Jane in the Stalls. This week, we're talking about a show that is sold out in the West End of London for 4 years. It's now out on the road, and of course, it's based on a famous TV show that we all know, that we all love. We're talking about Only Fools and Horses, the musical. This has been written by Paul Whitehouse and John Sullivan's son as well. And of course, Paul Whitehouse was in Belfast playing the role of Grandad. Jane, we were there. And first of all, the first thing that conjures up in your mind, this is just a pure nostalgia trip, isn't it, for fans of the show?
Yes, it is. I think you would have to say it majors in charm. For a start, I'm a big fan of Paul Whitehouse. I love all his work from The Fast Show right to up to Gone Fishing. And he was brilliant as Grandad, not an impersonation, a bit, but he peopled the role. He fleshed it out beautifully. He co-wrote this, and what something I would say to him, even though I am his greatest fan, is that the first half was a little bit slow in places, and I think that the narrative arc was a bit soft. We had the main story being that Rodders is finally going to marry Cassandra, and then he needs some money for the deposit on a flat. Her family is well off, as we know, so they can come up with 2K, no problem. He can't, and masculine pride is involved. Del Boy gives him the money, but he gets it stupidly. But then Del Boy's life is one big banana skin, so stupidly is often the way. He gets the money from the Driscoll boys, who are rather like the Cray twins, only nastier. And of course, it all goes wrong. But that's in the second half, which was much better plotted. I think that you have a problem when you have a half an hour TV show, which is packed with incident and jokes, of course. And there are some great jokes and some great characters. But then you extend it to a couple of hours of musical. I think that can be slightly problematic. What do you think?
But I think the songs actually work. Now, a lot of these songs have been
Yes,
written by Chaz Hodges, of course, of Chaz and Dave fame. Who else could write these Cockney songs like that?
yes,
Only Chaz. But a few surprises in there as well. Now, I remember the Simply Red song, Holding Back the Years. I remember that being
yes.
used in the TV show. And that is sung in the show by this woman who has an amazing, powerful voice, doesn't she?
Oh, she does, absolutely. Again, I'm being critical this week, aren't I? I think that we had Hookie Street, which I love, Only Fools and Horses work, a bit too often. It was reprised, it seemed to be about every 10 minutes.
It was, but if you go
And
and
I
see the
wondered
show,
about that.
if you go and see the show this week, it will be stuck in your head for days
It
after.
will. It's an
You will
earworm.
wake up
Yes.
singing Hooky Street.
Yes, you will, no question about that. But you'll have a smile on your face because the thing about Del Boy, and I suppose this show depends on two great performances, and we had them actually from Sam Lupton as Del Boy and Tom Major as Rodders. I think that they were slightly impersonation, maybe Del Boy more than Rodney, but they do carry the show, and it is upbeat and optimistic. And if you think about Del Boy, he's a kind of Figaro character. He always looks on the bright side. Next year, Rodney, we're going to be millionaires. And he chews that word millionaires like one of the cherries in his enormous cocktails. You know, he does look on the bright side, except when Raquel turns up as a stripper
Yes.
at Rodney's stag do. What did you think of that?
Well, again, we all remember what happens in the TV show as well, and they
Yes.
cope with it very well. I'm going to mention Sam Lupton, who plays the part of Del Boy as well, because I mean, he has got the most difficult job in the world because no matter what he does, people are going to compare him to David Jason.
Yes, you're right. And actually, the comparison was not inept. I
No.
mean, he has the energy, he has the upbeatness, he has the right look. He can deploy a sheepskin jacket, just like David Jason. No, he's got it all, I think. And I loved some of the gags and some of the lines. There was one with Trigger, wasn't it, whose family went to Blackpool. Excuse me, and he said, "Oh, but we hated it." And Del Boy says, "But why'd you go then?" And he said, "Well, deadpan, we couldn't find Margate."
The classic lines are in
I
there
love
as well. And all week,
exactly.
people have been asking me, is the chandelier in it? Does Del Boy fall through the bar? Those are the questions we're getting asked all the time. And of course, there
Yes,
is lots of mentions of the chandelier. We do get to see him eventually falling through the bar as well, which
He
is
does
very,
fall
very
through the
funny and
bar.
very well done. I'm going to mention Tom Major as well, who I thought was brilliant as Rodney. And this was
Yes.
Tom Major's actually professional debut in this show. What a
No,
debut.
really?
Yes, yeah.
No, absolutely brilliant. I'll tell you some character that was underused, and that was the yellow car belonging to Trotter's Independent Trading, TIT for short. The yellow car, when it came on, the three-wheeler, got its own round of applause, didn't it?
Of course it did. It's nearly as famous as the cast members.
Accessory.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's another cast member, essentially. So underused slightly. No, I came away feeling happy, feeling upbeat. I really enjoyed it. I just think that plot-wise, we needed a bit more.
Definitely, yes, yes, yeah. Grandad as well, Paul Whitehouse. I mean, some really laugh out loud moments from him in the show as well. I love the Farmer Giles story in the hospital.
Oh yes, that was absolutely brilliant. Nobby Styles, yes, yes, Cockney rhyming slang as it should be used. Yes, no, that was absolutely brilliant. And Paul Whitehouse brought his own sort of panache to the role. I mean, when you think of the characters he played in the Fast Show, he can do everything. He can do all ages. He can do all types, and he's good being genial. I liked that.
He is. Quick mention as well for Craig Berry, who I thought did a great job as Boise.
Oh, yes, Boise and Marlene were also stand out for me. And Marlene was played by the same actress who plays Cassandra, and she was absolutely outstanding.
This is how good she was. I didn't know that
No, I
until
didn't
I read
realize
the
that.
program after the show.
Absolutely. And her name is
Nicola Munns. So well
Nicola
done, Nicola
Munns, one to
Munns.
watch out for. Yes.
Definitely, definitely. So all your favorite characters are in the show. If you're hoping to go and see it in Belfast this week, forget it because I think it's totally sold out now.
Yes.
But you might catch it somewhere else. Hopefully, it will come back. It's a show that I think will live on forever.
Oh, yes, it's a show that will live, no question. Because at the beginning, I had my doubts. I thought, is the TV program that we love, and I still watch it in the nether regions of television to this day, and it has stood the test of time incredibly well. And I thought, do I really want to see a musical of Only Fools and Horses? And the answer is yes, I did.
Yeah, no, I'm glad I went to see it as well. And of course, on the back of this show, we've got Faulty Towers, the theatre version as well, that's doing the rounds at the minute. And again, Basil, Sybil, Manuel, the lot, one of my favorite shows of all time as well. And I'm thinking now, do I really want to see that as well? I don't know.
I'm not sure, but I think, again, because it's so well written, and they only produced, was it 12 episodes?
12 episodes,
or something
yes,
like
yeah.
that. They quit while they were ahead, but John Cleese was so brilliant in writing this as well as acting Basil that I think you could make something out of that. Yes, I do.
Okay, time for us to make up our minds on Only Fools and Horses, the musical that is running at Belfast's Grand Opera House until Saturday. It is completely sold out, I'm told. But what do we think, Jane? We're going to vote with the little yellow vans. How many little yellow vans are you going to give it?
I'm going to give it 3.5 little yellow vans. Yes.
Do you know what? I'm going to agree with you on this one and also give it 3.5 little yellow vans. So there we go. Only Fools and Horses, the musical. If you've been to see it this week, let us know your thoughts on the show or let us know your thoughts on anything else that you've seen in the theatre recently. And thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And we'll see you back in the stalls sometime very soon.
Goodbye.
Cushty!
I'll fetch a
What's it doing?
suitcase from the van.
Whoa!
La 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 la. Why do only fools?
Bob's your uncle.
Where it all comes from is a mystery.
What's a plonker? Phil!
Why do only fools and horses?
Lovely jubbly.